Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and you are watching the LockerGnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short, your daily dose of geek news, product views, and answers that you can use. And yes, as you can see with the number behind me, we are now at 534 patrons as of today, and we gave you guys such an insane value over the weekend. I did another live stream. It was the second live stream I did with Barnacules Nerdgasm, and that turned out to be very popular. We took a variety of questions from the virtual audience, you out there in the world, and gave, priority to the people who were patrons, and everyone seemed to enjoy it on either side. So thank you for the support. We have over 1,700 likes for that video done live, 2 hour long. You guys seem to like that kind of video, so I want to do more of this and that, and can do that very thing thanks to the help of these patrons. Did you hear that? Hun? Hun? Did you hear that? There's a squeak. Wicket? Weirdest things happen here in this house, especially when I go live streaming. All right, let me go ahead, turn this monitor off for just a second. Don't worry, I will roll through the list of patrons. That list, by the way, will be updated tomorrow because every month the patronage renews. So I want to make sure I get everybody the credit they deserve in every TLDR. And, we'll hopefully be posting more details about the change in goals and direction, and of course, taking your feedback over the coming days. Seems that we have everybody who needs to be here at this point in time during the live stream here tuned in. Yay, it's a new week, says Jussie. Indeed, it is, and I'm very happy to have a new week, even though I'm not a great fan of Mondays. This is an electrolyte drink. I'm still recovering from my head cold. A lot of interesting things happened over the weekend beyond the live stream, which, like I said, everybody seemed to enjoy. I really want to do more of those types of live streams. Wouldn't it be nice for me to have a cohort like Barnacules Nerdgasm every day, bouncing off and having fun with the geek stuff? It's a possibility. Not with Barnacules, possibly, because he's got a full-time job elsewhere at Microsoft, and we're still friends. Isn't that nice? It's so nice. I love Barnacules in a strictly bro kind of way. I mean, friends, love. If he wants to take it up a notch, I'm okay with that. I don't know what that would entail. I think he would have to give me a 3D printer for our relationship to go any deeper than it has. So anyway, something happened over the weekend, and that is we helped many of you get a free set of OS X software, Mac software, available from deals.lockergnome.com. And if you don't have a Mac, that's fine. You may get one at some point in the future. Your licenses would be good as long as the software still exists. Or maybe you know Mac users. You can get all that stuff for free right now on deals.lockergnome.com. Something else that happened over the weekend: Comicon here in the Emerald City in Seattle. Diana had never been to Comicon before, and she does join me here in the home office during the broadcast. I will ask her to share her thoughts about Comicon. I had a good time. Much of my experience will be seen through the vlog that I have to edit, which will be uploaded tonight in the other YouTube channel. It's a lot of fun to do Comicons, and I do have plans on trying to do more at Comicons. That is, selling products, doing live streams, just being there in general. I don't know in what way, shape, or form yet. All I know is that it's a lot of fun to hang out with other geeks in real life. Now, another website that I wanted to tell you about. This was something I tweeted on Friday. Didn't have a chance to cover it. Something called Patatap. The link is in this video's description, and if it isn't, remind me, and I'll have to put it in there. But it should be. And the idea is you go to this website, patatap.com, and start using your keyboard. And every keystroke you make, the web browser makes a completely different sound. It's fun. You'll waste 5 minutes. Just type out your name. CHRISPIRILLO. No, that's my name. You can type out my name if you want. My name sounds awesome. But since I'm not licensed to play the music back or the sounds back, I can't play it for you. But the website will look a lot like this. Nothing. And it says, press anywhere on the screen and turn up the speakers. Oh, so I can... Oh, yeah. So I'm not going to actually turn up the volume, but there I am tapping all over the screen. You could use it on your classic desktop computer, really anything. P-A-T-A-T-A-P. Patatap. And I think it's a palindrome. You can spell it forwards as well as backwards. So if you can't see things the right way, you should still see things the right way. It's a very interactive experience. Fun for you. Okay, maybe not the top of the geek news, but nonetheless. April 1st, tomorrow, because I think today is March 31st. Hang on. I gotta look at the date that I wrote down. Yes, March 31st today. So tomorrow, April 1st, April Fool's Day, Google is getting a head start. They have the Pokemon Challenge on Google Maps. So you can find and collect Pokemon characters. Build your own little Pokédex on Google Maps. Sorry. I swear, that was not a fake sneeze. Hang on. Jeez. Hi! Sorry. Oh, man. I do not understand how my head can continue to produce pounds and pounds of snot in my body, phlegm. I don't get it. Why can't I grow brain cells? You know, why can't my body work that way? No, I've got to grow snot? Sorry about that, folks. Sorry. Hey, I warned you. I said I was recovering. I'm still not hearing as well as I was before I took that trip to San Francisco, but what are you going to do? So, next in the news, something that I did point out during the Barnacules Nerdgasm live stream. In Chicago, 3D printers are now available to anyone with a library card. So, you can go to the public library and print something out if you want. And I think it's interesting because I'm not ready to own my own 3D printer. The technology is still relatively new and a bit in the tweaker realm and the maker realm, and that's cool. But I don't really want to sink a lot of money into a 3D printer today. 5 years from now, I'd say it's a distinct possibility if I could come up with reasons to 3D print. And even if that's downloading object files and printing out like skulls and dinosaurs and figurines, especially when I have a kid, that would be cool. That to me would be an interesting use case for 3D printing. Although by the time that you print out a 3D skull, you probably could have gone to the store and purchased the same thing, made even in the same plastic. So at that point, you kind of wonder, why would you do that instead of just buying the product? It's a matter of cost and doing it yourself and all that stuff. So maybe my kid will enjoy 3D printing more than I would. And I'm really hoping to arm my child with every tool at my disposal to spur on creativity and engineering in a way that I never really could. Yeah. Oh, well, you only live once. Unless you believe in reincarnation, in which case you live many times over. Or you believe in life after death, in which case you live forever, just in a different realm. I don't know how the hell we're going to child-proof this house, other than maybe getting Dutch doors somehow and installing those and baby gates and... Anyway, moving on. Ukraine has an internet party, and I don't mean like a woo party, I mean a political party. And the political party wants to have Darth Vader be leading the nation. This is a real thing. I thought it was fake, but ripped from the headlines. Ukraine has an internet party. That was a surprise. I want an internet party. I would, if the U.S. had an internet party, I would be its member, or one of its members. I pledge allegiance to the internet party of the United States of America. Don't tell me I'm starting a political movement right now. IP addresses for all. Unrestricted bandwidth. Free Wi-Fi. I don't know what beliefs we would espouse, really. But seriously, look it up. Okay, there's the link. You can even Bing it or Google it if you want. See, I threw the Bing thing in there for Jerry, Barnacules, because he works for Microsoft. Yeah, so Darth Vader wants to lead the country. And you know what? He'd probably do a better job than who's been leading it. I don't know. I know nothing about politics. I'm just a geek who loves the internet and Darth Vader. By the way, in other news, I do not have a Darth Vader action figure in my butt. So if you were wondering that, no. This apparently was a Saturday Night Live sketch this weekend. They had Louis C.K., who was hilarious, on as the guest star. And one of the segments was he goes into the doctor, he's getting checked out, and on his way out, he says, doctor, do just wondering, you know, if I had a Darth Vader action figure up my butt, is that something I should get checked out sooner rather than later? And it kind of goes from there. I don't want to ruin any surprises, no spoilers. You can watch the video if you want. It's online. And in an official capacity, you don't have to pirate it, or you shouldn't have to pirate it. But I do not, again, have a Darth Vader action figure in my butt. And this is the time that Diana now chooses to walk into the office. See, the funny thing is, that didn't even surprise her.
No.
She would be more surprised, you know, no, actually, no. Would you be more surprised if I did or did not have a Darth Vader action figure up my butt?
If you did not have one.
Well, be more surprised then. I do not have a Darth Vader action figure in my butt. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, a book that apparently Harry Potter carried, has inspired a series of novels from J.K. Rowling. These will be movies. Set in the same universe of Harry Potter, I guess 70 or so years before Harry was born in that particular universe. But Fantastic Beasts will be a new movie, and I would expect that to do very, very well. It's J.K. Rowling at her hand, and quite a mind, quite a creativity, a creative venture in the Harry Potter the Harry Potter series. Harry Potter, Darth Vader up the butt. Could this show get any more juvenile? Well, if Jerry was here, yes, would be the answer. I was talking about snot, too, because I sneezed. Although it wasn't a full-fledged sneeze. It was just a half sneeze, which is good, because I don't want to blow my ear again, even though that's the only way I've been able to get it to pop. So watch out for those movies coming soon. I don't even think they've begun production yet. Speaking of movies, Frozen. A movie we have not seen, and I know people, I just can't let it go. That's a joke. I think that's the song, Let It Go. I think. I'm making the reference and I don't know. We have not yet seen Frozen. I'm a fan of frozen waffles. Frozen yogurt. Thank you. Frozen in Carbonite Han. Big fan of him. But we have not yet seen Frozen at all. And so I'm looking forward to getting it. We're going to rent it tonight for free. We've got a redeem code to be able to rent the DVD and not pay anything, and I'm happy about that. So this movie, Frozen, I'm geeking out for a reason here. It's become the highest grossing animated film ever. Beating out The Land Before Time 3. Can you believe that? You want to talk about a waste? I remember going to see The Land Before Time in the theaters, and as a kid, I was disappointed. And it was dinosaurs, and it was animated. How could you be disappointed? I was disappointed. Yeah. Highest grossing ever. Am I the only one out there who have not... are we the only one who have not seen Frozen? Now, that's a good segue. I was talking about Comicon earlier. I've been to one in San Diego. Now, been to the one in Seattle. Loved it. Almost just as much. Cosplay was not as good as it was in San Diego, but still, I would say fair to partly cloudy here in the Seattle area. It was Diana's first Comicon. Hun, I was wondering if you could come here onto our video show on the internets and tell people what you thought of Comicon. Okay. Will you do that for me?
Sure.
Here comes my pregnant wife. She is pregnant with a geek or a nerd, even though they don't know it yet. And as Diana sits down, I'm going to scroll through the list of credits here to make sure the patrons get, well, the patrons who are at that level of patronage get the credit. And this list will be refreshed tomorrow, so you guys can be a patron. Okay, hon, you can take over now.
Okay. I was eating. Do I have any crumbs?
You do not.
Okay. Excuse me. My initial thoughts were it was fun. A lot of people were dressed up and it was awesome. One thing I mentioned, I told Chris, I said,
No, that's not what you said. Wicket, off the chair. Off the chair.
Is getting to my snacks.
He's getting to your what?
Snacks.
Oh, I thought you said something else. I still can't hear.
Oh, what did you think?
Never mind. What happened? What was your observation?
I noticed that, no matter what people looked like, whatever their body shape was, everyone was dressed up and they were very confident, wearing whatever they were wearing with pride. And I thought that was awesome. I think Chris said, it'd be a good idea to bring your kids to these events because there's just so much confidence in people's costume, and they just wear it with pride, and it gives you this sense of, wow, you're mesmerized by them. So I thought it was awesome. I loved it.
What was the best cosplay you saw?
Well, that, I would probably have to say the very end we saw Batman, and I mean, it was cool, but then he took out his wings. He was like, so probably Batman with the red wings.
Really?
Yeah, that was cool.
That wasn't my favorite.
What was your favorite? The Doctor Who?
Yeah.
The little
kids. You gotta explain it, right? Hang on. There were two kids.
Yeah,
kids, right, in TARDISes. They're a little bigger than this.
It was so cute.
But it was so, it was cute. And these TARDISes were walking around. We vlogged this, too. Yeah. And they were walking around, and then they'd sit down, and then out came these little kids dressed as Doctor Who.
Yeah.
This is obviously a Lego TARDIS here. It's not a full, it's not scale.
Tons of Doctor Who characters.
Yeah, a lot of Doctor Who cosplay.
Everywhere. And, there were a lot of very attractive girls, in costumes. Because I always figured, geeky conventions, not that many girls, but there were a lot of really good-looking girls.
So, what are you going to work on for your cosplay?
Gosh, that's tough. There's
some...
Did you see the Goosebumps one?
The what?
Goosebumps? Remember the Goosebumps books?
No.
Oh, that one was cool.
I missed that one.
They're just so creative. I don't know. We saw a few Darth Vaders. I don't know what I would be. What could I be? Someone that I can look like that's tan.
You don't have to look like them.
Yeah.
Your favorite character. What would you choose?
I like when they're really realistic. That's cool.
So, what would you be?
I don't know.
You gotta think about it. Huh?
Yeah, I'll think about it. What would you be?
Something comfortable.
Yeah.
It'd be in the Star Wars realm, I think. If I had a chance, I've got the Stormtrooper uniform, but I'd probably go for a Vader this time around.
Yeah.
But I'd be a short Vader. I'd be a horrible Vader.
Yeah, I would probably want to be something with a helmet or a mask because I'm kind of shy. So I would pretend to be outgoing and confident.
You'll be outgoing girl.
And I'm hiding behind a cool
mask.
Costume.
Yeah. Well, start to work on it. Maybe Jasmine will help you. She's kind of artsy-fartsy.
Yeah, because they went.
Look, get out of my Darth Vader coins.
All right.
Well, yeah, it wasn't that Jazz and Slav just went. They're fellow vloggers on YouTube now. They gave us the badges to Comicon. They were selling for about $300, and they were lucky enough to have scored them. Very, very, very grateful for that. Go ahead and turn that off now. Thank you, all you patrons. Thank you, honey, for... you guys got to come up with the idea of what Diana could be.
I know.
Something skin tight, leather.
Shows
lots of skin.
This will have to be after my pregnancy.
Well, yeah, that's the next Emerald City Comicon.
Unless there's a pregnant.
You could be pregnant Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
People would wonder. There were a lot of Wonder Womans. A lot of Wonder Womans, a lot of Doctor Who's. That's who we saw. The Samsung Galaxy S5, which I may or may not have seen already. I can't tell you. Has been seen by some people. DisplayMate.com is a service that basically rates and ranks display quality across the board, anytime it has anything to do with the display. And they believe that the Samsung Galaxy S5 display is one of the best they've ever seen. And for anybody who would claim that it's the same as the Samsung Galaxy S4, they say, nay, it is substantially better than the Samsung Galaxy S4. So if you're someone who likes screens on smartphones, OLED or what have you, the Samsung Galaxy S5 should not disappoint, at least according to DisplayMate. They run through a battery of tests, completely independent, zero bias. They don't care. They really don't care. They're just there to show empirical data and let people decide for themselves, really. They run it through a battery of tests and configurations, and it's technology that would be beyond me. Suffice it to say, the Samsung did their homework. They've got a fantastic screen according to DisplayMate.com and the way they choose to measure screen quality. Ryan Bragg says, I have not seen it, Chris. My niece loves it. Oh, Frozen. which apparently is also the chat. Frozen. Oops. Sometimes YouTube Live doesn't quite work the way I would like it to with the live chat. I wish there was a better way of doing it. Now, speaking of, earlier I was mentioning, belonging to or wanting to belong to an internet political party. The FCC has now freed up 100 megahertz of spectrum for Wi-Fi. So in the 5 gigahertz range, there was a part of this spectrum which you've been using if you use the 5 gigahertz spectrum with Wi-Fi now. This other part they're freeing up, it was reserved at one point for just satellite phones. Well, by releasing this bit of spectrum in the 5 gigahertz range, well, not just theoretically, it is suggested that congestion on networks will become a lot less prevalent. Home networks, public networks, whatever. The idea is that there's a lot more spectrum available, so this is good news for anybody who uses Wi-Fi. The one thing that I've not yet been able to figure out, not being a wireless guru, and if anybody has information on this one way or the other, I'd appreciate the lead, is knowing if this is a software patch for anybody who might have a 5 gigahertz antenna already, like I do. I have Airport Extreme AC, the latest one that Apple, is it AC? NAC. The latest one, I think it's AC, the one that they've released. But I certainly do operate on the 5 gigahertz spectrum when my device supports it. So it's nice to know that I'll be able to support more devices on my network without tapping each one of them for bandwidth. More spectrum available for Wi-Fi. Good news for everybody who uses Wi-Fi. Now, Forrester has come out in support of Google+. I guess it gets deeper engagement for marketers compared to Facebook. That doesn't really come to a shock to me. Even bigger than Twitter. It's like Twitter, Facebook, Google+. I use Google+. I have no issue with Google+. I have an issue with people on Google+. I've never really run into the same types of problems that other people have. I run into different problems, go figure. At one point in time, I was on the suggested user list, but was subsequently booted because I pretty much called Google Plus what it was, and Google didn't like me being transparent. They didn't like that. They like people to lie. I don't like lying. I'm not a fan of that. But Forrester's come out, and there's a big research firm to suggest that marketers should be using Google+. So is that the end of Google+, now that marketers are coming? I don't know. I, for one, would not dissuade anybody from using Google+ at all. I never would. Most of what I follow on Google+ happens to be sci-fi, toy, Star Wars related. People always, what tech do you follow? I really don't follow tech. I mean, I'm interested in it, but I don't follow that in general. It floats across my radar, no matter where I go. Now, another question. I keep starting each one with now. I wish I could. I need a better word for segueing. Next. I like that. Very simple, hun. You and your logic. Oh, someone asked if we have seen The Walking Dead. Des from T-Mobile was asked that several times over. I said no. And we talked to a makeup artist this weekend, and she apparently does not like the show, but she loved I guess it was a graphic novel or a comic, or I don't know what they would call it because I never got into it. The Walking Dead. Still not have experienced The Walking Dead. But if you are a Walking Dead fan and you need a mug, you can get a Walking Dead mug right now. Isn't that nice? If you love zombies or you hate zombies, you love Walking Dead, get the mug. Drink in style. I would say coffee mug, but you could put tea in there. And people don't necessarily think that, right? They think, oh, I don't drink coffee. What do I need a coffee mug for? Hot chocolate mug. Keep it going. Oh. Soup mug. Yeah. Soup mug. Water mug. Mugging for the camera. I don't know. So, there you go. A Walking Dead mug. Next! Tom and Jerry. To me, this is geeky. This is in the realm. Tom and Jerry is getting a reboot. I grew up on Tom and Jerry cartoons. This is nostalgia for me. I know Diana's all, Goosebumps, Wishbone.
No, Tom and Jerry.
Oh, you remember Tom and Jerry?
And Sylvester the cat.
Sylvester the cat was in a completely different universe, hon. He was a Looney Tune. That's okay. Still cartoons, close enough, right? For some people. Tom and Jerry's getting a reboot on Cartoon Network. Cannot wait to see it. I know that Tom and Jerry was so violent, and we never thought about doing the same things to each other that Tom and Jerry did. We knew. I mean, as kids, we knew it was a cartoon. My favorite Tom and Jerry episode, I think, ever was the one where Tom dies, and now he should die in every episode, if you've seen the show, but he dies and he goes to hell, or the angel says no, he doesn't go to hell. The angel says, you're dead, this is your 9th life or whatever, you'll go to hell unless you basically are nice to Jerry, and Jerry's basically a jerk to Tom, and Tom keeps being nice to Jerry, and that's how it was the Tom goes to hell or heaven.
How did you get all this from a silent cartoon?
Honey, you could watch the thing. It's easy. Pictorial. I could do an entire TLDR without saying a word, and people would still enjoy it. Especially when I hold up products. This is the product of the day. I cannot believe this exists, and that I would actually want to use it and likely will. Something called Morning Head. And I asked my wife if she would give me Morning Head. She did not. They sent it. They sent it to me. They sent me this product, and the idea behind this product is my hair. This was in the vlog actually. When I was visiting my parents a few months ago, I didn't have time to take a shower. I took a shower the day before, but I still needed to get my hair wet. So that I could try to, comb it so that I look decent. My hair doesn't move very well in water. Either way, I needed to rinse my hair in the sink, but it was all messy. Well, Morning Head is like a diaper that you put on your head. This is it, the Morning Head. You pour water in here. It's super absorbent. You put it on your head. You do this, and then, in a minute or so, you've got wet hair that you can comb back. You've taken a shower effectively with the Morning Head, and your hair looks like you took a shower. And then you can comb it or brush it or whatever. Kind of neat. Fun little product. And I'm telling you, I guarantee I'm going to sell so many of these. After use, turn inside out and wring out completely. That's all you got to do. It's easy, and it's fun. How about I just do the rest of the show like this? Here, I can look French. This is my beret. I'm a horrible Frenchman. I'm a better French woman. Actually Italian, because I'm hairy. How should I wear it, hon? Like that? I'm having way more fun with this than I think I should. There, I look like this is what I'm going to look like when I'm in the operating room when Diana's giving birth. No, I'm lunch lady. I'm a lunch lady. I need a beard net.
You kind of look like a chef for some reason.
That's what I'm saying. No, a lunch lady, because they have their, let me get my back hair there. Here we go. Is that right? Oh wait, I need to cover my eyebrows because that's facial hair too.
Yeah.
There we go.
Good thinking.
You feel me? Now I need the beard thing. This is why people don't generally put things in my hand, because I just keep messing with them until I should actually move on. George Barrett, a patron. Oh, I'm sorry. Next. So he wrote this today when we asked, hey, have you heard of anything that isn't on anybody else's radar? He says, and this was on the Patreon page, Amazon have announced their student program in the UK. I think you already had this in the US, and we did, or do. But it basically means half-price Prime for students, £39 rather than £79, even cheaper than it used to be at £49. So that's fantastic news, George. Thank you, and I'm sure every student in the UK appreciates that as well. If you're a fan of Google Chrome, and I am, even though I used to flip back and forth between Safari and Chrome, I'm pretty much stuck on Chrome now. It was suggested in a Reddit thread how to speed up Chrome performance on mobile. And this would be, let's see here. Which device should I go with right now? My Nexus 4 is charged. So with the Google Chrome, you basically do, in the URL bar, right here, the Omni bar, you do about, //flags, F-L-A-G-S. And you can do this in any version of Chrome on the desktop or mobile web browser. Press go. And then you'll get a list of all these flags that you can toggle. It's super tweak mode. Anybody can do this. And there's one option in here that you want to toggle right now, and this will improve Chrome's performance on the mobile browser. It may introduce other, not issues, potential shortcomings, and I'll try to explain this in a second. Look for setting the max tiles for interest area to 512. Max tiles for interest area to 512. Effectively, what you're doing is you're maximizing the amount of RAM or memory that Google Chrome has. And you can do this on the desktop as well, and I did. And I toggled a couple of other flags, and I would say scrolling performance absolutely improved in Google Chrome, like night and day. Now, I'm using the latest beta, so you may have to use the latest beta for Chrome in order to toggle this flag, but set it to 512. And as I said, the only shortcoming would be that, you know, especially on a mobile device, you have a limited amount of memory, you know, compared to the desktop you might have. Maximize the amount of memory, and it may very well improve performance with Chrome on mobile, or at least on your favorite Android device. Something that I would recommend doing. Just try it. Because you can always toggle it back. You can always change it back to what it was, default or what have you. I love the Chrome flags. It's a tweaker's paradise for me. Although I've learned not to tweak so much, because inevitably sometimes when you tweak, you introduced instabilities, and I'm not a fan of instabilities. There are a couple of other bits of news, but we've kind of reached the half-hour point, so I'm going to go ahead and wind down. I can save them for tomorrow. Not really a big deal, nothing timely there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, for supporting us in every way that you possibly can. Still have plenty of room for more patrons. I'm going to be rewriting some goals, possibly figuring out, well, how could we do more geek outs like we did with Barnacules that everybody seemed to love on a regular basis around a lot of geek-related content that I might be interested in and you might be interested in. But to do it, we need to basically find more patrons. So we're almost at 550. What should I do? I'll ask the patrons, for anybody, really. What do I do when I hit 550? It's going to happen in just a few more patrons. 550 patrons. What am I going to do for everybody? Or just for patrons? Let me know in the comments. Thanks again for remembering to like, comment, share, subscribe, watch even more of our videos right now. And at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. Next, we'll see you later.